G'day folks, welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to play you a clip from Kenneth Copeland. And in this clip, Kenneth Copeland says that when Jesus died on the cross, he descended into hell and he suffered in hell. And I can only assume he means he suffered in the flames of hell. And then he was born again in hell and then raised again on the third day, the firstborn from the dead. I want to play you this clip and then I want to critique what he says, and I want to answer the question, what happened to Jesus in between his death and his resurrection? What happened to Jesus during that time period that he was buried in the tomb? But first, let's look at this clip from Kenneth Copeland.
We know that Jesus went to hell. A lot of people have trouble with that. I got in a lot of trouble for preaching it. It was an evening service, and I just preached Mark 11, 23, 24, and 25, and I got over into that Jesus went to hell and he suffered there, and then he was born again in hell and rose from the dead, the firstborn from the dead. Jesus went to hell and he suffered there, and then he was born again in hell and rose from the dead, the firstborn from the dead. And I'd been on this for a while.
That is absolute heresy. Number one, Jesus never descended into hell. Number two, he never suffered in hell. Number three, he was not born again in hell. That is absolute heresy. If you go to the book of Luke, chapter 23, verse 43, Jesus is speaking to the thief on the cross, and he says this, "Verily I say unto thee, today shalt thou be with me in paradise." So according to the words of Jesus himself, that very day that he was hanging on the tree with the thief, hanging on the cross with the thief, would be the very same day that he would be with him in paradise. There's a big difference between paradise and hell. You have to accept that much. Paradise is not the same as hell. And I think the best way to see this is to look at the story of the rich man and Lazarus in Luke chapter 16. You see, when the rich man died, he went to a place of agony, a place of fire, a place of torment. But Lazarus went to a place of comfort, a place of bliss. And there's a big difference between these two places. And I believe that paradise is Abraham's bosom. They're one and the same thing. Now, Paul does say that he was caught up to paradise, and he refers going up. And I believe that's because at the resurrection of Christ, paradise was lifted up into heaven, and Christ took all of the Old Testament saints with him. Now, those passages that speak about Christ going into the lower parts of the earth are speaking of him going to paradise, not to hell. He did not go to a place of suffering, and he certainly wasn't born again from hell or in hell. He went to paradise. He preached from paradise. In the same way Abraham spoke to the rich man, in the same way that happened, Jesus preached and proclaimed his victory to those who died in the flood during the days of Noah, as it says in the writings of Peter. So very clear distinction there. And so Jesus didn't go to hell. Jesus went to paradise. There's a great difference between the two. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment in the comment section. If you've got a different view, by all means, put your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you in the comment section, and you'll see me in my next video.